The walk to school was rather silent. I ended up telling Sayori some of the details about my nightmare. I avoided telling her the more gruesome parts of it, but she was still disturbed all the same. I also explained to Sayori that the other two dreams were like as well to the best of my memory. We tried to make sense of everything as best as we could, but we couldn't reach any solid conclusion for why I could possibly be having these nightmares. It could just be that it's on your mind, kind of. Like on your subconscious. She could be having these thoughts. What if she tries this? I haven't been watching any horror movies lately, and I haven't experienced anything traumatic since the festival. Maybe it's just some sort of weird phase I'm going through. Ultimately, we decided to stop talking about it as we got closer to Sayori's class. Well, I guess I'll see you after school? Just take care of yourself, okay, Chloe? I'll try my best. Even despite those nightmares, I'm not really tired. Just more disturbed than anything else. Well, let me know if something happens. I'll be sure to. Good. Sarah flashes me her biggest smile that I've seen all day, which helps calm my nerves a bit. If it weren't for the other students walking around the hallways, I'd probably take her into my arms right about now. Apparently, I'm not the only one feeling the magic of the moment either, as Sayori blushes brightly. The absence of music is kind of removing the... I don't know. I kind of enjoy scenes that are completely quiet, even without music. But sometimes I feel like music, especially in romantic scenes, adds something. Maybe because I'm already not a romantic person, so having something that's a bit more of a sweet melody to romance can at the very least add something to my liking. Yeah. I'll see you later, Chloe. She quickly stammers out, "Yeah, see you." So quickly scrams into her classroom, her face flushed with embarrassment. Even I can feel my own face running hot. In an effort to not draw attention to myself, I speed walk to my classroom. In what has to be record time, I arrive at my fairly empty classroom. Only a few early birds were sitting in their seats by the time I got here. I was often very early in high school because my walk was short, and in vacationary... Oh, I forgot to check up on that word. The school you go to when you are practicing on... When you're kind of an apprentice, when you're starting to work on a job but haven't really started, like, exactly working. You're still being educated on the side, and you also still go to that school. That school, vacationary school, whoa something, whoa school something, whoa something school. And there was also pretty early because my bus drove early there. I walked to the back of the room to my usual spot and begin unpacking my stuff for class. However, as I'm doing that, my pocket vibrates. I pull up my phone to see that I've gotten a text. It's from Sayori. It's not that often we text each other, given that we see each other in person a lot. Not to mention we just saw each other. You feeling okay? I feel a smile creep across my face as I read that. Still, I was a little worried before that Sayori would overreact knowing something was wrong with me. Really do appreciate her concern though. Yes, I'm feeling fine. You don't need to worry. I add a heart emoji to the text for good measure. It's a response about a half minute later. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I then receive a kissing face emoji from her. I tried to hide my grin from my classmates as I sent her one back to Sayori as well. As I finish getting ready for class, my phone rings once again. I look out to read the text. Do you want to hang out in the club later? I contemplate my response. She just probably wants to make sure I'm doing okay. Besides, I've enjoyed spending time with her lately, so there's no reason not to. Yeah, sure, I'd love to. That's great! I should be getting to the club a little earlier today. I'll be in my usual spot. Besides that, won't Monica bring the books today? Sounds good to me. Sayori sends her favorite smiling emoji, and I end up sending one back as well. Well, this is great. I get to spend today with Sayori. I wonder if she has anything special planned. As soon as I finish my thought, the teacher comes in to start today's lesson. Here we go with another boring day of school. At least I have the club to work forward to. To look forward to, right? Did I say toward to? I think I did. I'm sorry if I did. The rest of the school day goes by rather quickly, and I was able to get through it without much incident. I occasionally got a headache, and every now and then the same mysterious sense of dread washed over me, but it never lasted more than a few minutes. I also tried to use my time during lunch period to work out my feelings towards Natsuki. Trying to settle on my exact feelings for her was hard, but I think I've generally worked out what I could say to her. Though I'm doubtful that she'll ask me about it today. Maybe by Friday at the latest. Why am I worrying about this? I should be looking forward to the club today, not dreading it. I'm going to spend some more time around Sayori. I should put my best face forward. Just like that, the final school bell rings, signifying the end of the day. I pack my things and head out to meet Sayori. I wait by the doors to the classroom as I see countless students walking by me on the way to their own respective clubs on their way home. Sure enough, I spot Sayori heading my way and I wave to get her attention. She manages to squeeze her way through the crowd to get to me. Hi, Chloe! Hey, Sayori! Nice crowd surfing skills. Sayori lets out a small giggle.
Well, hey, it's a pretty good skill to have in the school.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They really should get these hallways enlarged. Not that it would ever happen. We wait for a few minutes for the hallways to thin out a little so we can get to the stairs without a hassle. While we're waiting, Sarah turns to me.
So, how was your day?
It was alright.
Are you feeling any better?
Pause to think it over for a moment. Just then, the same sense of dread that's been plaguing me all day creeps up my spine. It's almost enough to make me shake this time. I try to sound as convincing as I can with my answer. I guess so. I haven't felt any worse, at least.
Well, I guess that's good. I just want you to be okay.
I know. You're doing a good job, Sayori. I'm alright. I should Sayori a reassuring smile as she does the same. Anyways, enough about me. How's your day been?
I had a test today!
Oh, really? How was it? Sayori nervously twiddles with her fingers. You bombed it, didn't you?
Well, I haven't gotten the results back yet.
Forget it. I give up. I don't mean anything.
But in my defense, it was a really hard test.
Did you study for it? Sayori nervously giggles. I shake my head in disappointment before she finally lets it out. Gets it out? Lets it out? Lets it out.
I forgot we had one until last night.
I facepalm. How come you didn't tell me this last night? I would have helped you study.
I didn't remember until after I got home.
I once again shake my head in disappointment. Sayori, you have to do better than that. If you don't pay attention to your grades, you're going to fall behind again.
It's just one test, Chloe. Think I've done alright on all the others.
Well, I just don't want want a repeat of 7th grade. That was a nightmare to pull your grades back up.
But we did!
Barely.
Come on, Chloe, don't you trust me?
Not on important things, no. Sir stares at me as the air between us suddenly becomes unusually heavy. I'm confused for a moment till the full weight of what I just said hits me like a freight train.
Oh. I didn't mean it like that! It's just... It's fine, Chloe. I know what you meant.
Sayori's deadpan tone and expression failed to convince me otherwise. But there is no use fighting it now. I'm sorry.
You know, I think the hallway is clear enough for us.
I looked to see that other than a few lingering students, the hallway's completely empty. Oh, I don't know what that was so hard for me. I guess you're right.
Let's go.
Sayori starts walking off without me in the direction of the stairwell, leaving me no choice but to practically run after her. The rest of the walk to the clubroom was silent, as Sayori barely even acknowledged me. I kept mentally kicking myself over and over for how stupid I was to say it like that. Who knows how long she'll be like this? I doubt she'll want to spend time around me now. The usual scene greets us as we walk in, everyone is in their usual spots, doing their usual routines. Monica shoots us her signature grin as she sees Sayori and I walk in. Oddly enough, something about Monica's grin rubs me the wrong way. Before Monica can greet us, Sayori promptly goes to her usual spot and stares blankly at the wall. Monica shoots me a concerned look, but I raise my hand at her to let her know that I have it under control. Without a word, Monica returns to the teacher's desk as I gingerly put my stuff on a desk in the middle of the room. I look over to Sayori, who is still staring blankly at the wall. I let her sigh and walk over to her. Sayori?
I'm fine, Chloe. I just want some space right now.
Can't believe how badly I screwed up this time. It can happen. Like, you're all used to teasing, and then you tease too far. I remember I had something similar once with a friend, and we were teasing, we were calling each other names, and then I said something that ended up touching on her insecurity. Wasn't a good time. We got under control pretty quickly, but it can happen quickly. Just, I don't think you should blame yourself extremely for it either. It's not good, but you should just keep that in mind for future times. To keep that in mind. Okay, let me know if you need anything. Sarah doesn't give me a response. I sigh as I walk over to the windowsill across the room. Set out into the view of the school's courtyard as I reflect on the situation. I guess we won't be spending time together today. I really suck at this whole boyfriend thing, don't I? Through my initial self-deprecation, I begin to space out. Suddenly I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn around, expecting to see the Sayori Monica. Instead, I see Natsuki as soon as I turn around. Oh no. Oh, hey, Natsuki.
You got a minute?
Yeah, sure, what's up? Can we talk outside? I feel another wave of dread wash over me as I hear that. Oh no. Please don't let this be what I think it is. Why outside? It's really important. I don't want anyone else to hear. Sure. I start walking towards the door with Natsuki as my mind begins racing with all sorts of possibilities for why she wants to talk to me. However, we're stopped right at the doorway by Monica, who looks on at us with a curious expression. Where are you two going? It's not important, Monica! Move! Excuse me? You hurt me! Monica's clearly caught off guard by Natsuki's angry tone, but she doesn't yield. Actually, Natsuki, it is important that I know where you two are off to. We're going to start today's activity in a few minutes. I don't want Chloe wandering off again. He's not going to wander off! Ladies. I raised my hands calmly and attempted to defuse this argument. We'll be right outside. It'll just be a few minutes. Just get us when you're about to start, okay? Monica lets out a defeated sigh. Fine. I'll give you two guys 2 minutes. Thank you, Monica. Monica angrily stares at Natsuki for her to say the same, but she maintains her eye contact with the floor. Monica then brushes past us and goes back to the teacher's desk. Come on. Natsuki mutters as she opens the door and walks out into the hallway. Oh, that scared me. The hallway becomes really silent as the door closes shut behind us. Natsuki and I are standing in the middle of the hallway with not a single person in sight. The air is becoming increasingly fraught with tension as we both struggle to maintain eye contact. A pit forms in my stomach as I brace for what I always thought to be the inevitable. Fortunately, it seems Natsuki is just as nervous about this as I am. Part of me hopes that this entire thing is some sort of joke, or it was complete misunderstanding. Maybe she's just going to ask me about something else. Am I just overthinking things again? But given how she's been acting lately, it makes either of those options increasingly unlikely, especially since it seems Natsuki's trying to muster the right words. So wait for a few more seconds. I feel that a part of me wants Natsuki to confess her love. I've always been attracted to her to a degree, and if this is what I think it's about, then this would be the perfect opportunity to explore something that could always still be. Finally grow tired of waiting and decide to start the conversation. So, what did you want to talk about? I think we both know the answer to that. Huh? Chloe? Natsuki looks me directly in the eyes as she slowly starts scooching herself towards me. I really haven't done this kind of thing before. I never really got the chance to tell a boy how much I like them, or how much they mean to me. Because one way or another, we'd always stop talking before I could tell them. It really hurts when you like someone, and after a while, for some stupid reason, they don't talk to you anymore. And I'm afraid that with you, might be one of those times. I'm afraid that you're just going to stay away from me, riding off with somebody else. Just before I could tell you how much I like you, I was so scared that I accidentally pushed you away. That I would have to live with that regret on top of everything else for the rest of my life. Natsuki sniffs as she wipes the tears off her face. I'm not finished yet! Put my hands up to reassure for Natsuki to continue. A couple of sniffs later, Natsuki continues on. To tell you the truth, I've had my eye on you for quite a while. Ever since you first joined, actually. I tried acting as cool as possible around you because I was afraid to catch feelings. I didn't want to get hurt again. You were always around Sayori, and I could never get to you without feeling weird about it. But that changed last Sunday. I couldn't stop from feeling comfortable around you. You really let me be myself. I really can't believe we almost kissed a couple of times. Not to mention how much fun we had together at the festival too. But after a while, I started to miss you. You were off spending time with the others, leaving me behind. I became worried that I was going to be left behind and ignored again. So I started writing poems to help map out my feelings. It was pretty much then how much you meant to me. How safe I felt in your arms. How you treated me like I mattered. And I missed spending time around you, even if we really only ever hung out once. I was too scared to tell you directly how I felt, so I decided to give you that special letter. My confession letter. I figured you must have read it. I heard of how you were kind of acting like a maniac yesterday morning. And how good you've been acting around me lately. So I figured, well, there's no turning back now. I should just give it to you straight. I love you, okay? More than anything else in the world! Natsuki looks at me as if she just couldn't believe the words that just came out of her mouth. But at the same time, she looks as if the world has been lifted from her shoulders. Natsuki looks at me, her eyes filled with uncertainty, as she waits with bated breath for my answer. I'm really touched by her confession. I didn't realize how much of an impact I've had on Natsuki since I first joined. And truthfully, part of me likes her back. But should I really trash my relationship with Sayori? Am I still happy with being with her? There's so many different reasonings. And either way, I'm kicking up some sort of storm regardless of how I answer this. But Natsuki deserves an answer. Do I really love her back? As my thought process kicks into overdrive, I look back and forth between the ground and Natsuki's eyes as I try to settle on a decision. Natsuki, clearly sensing that I'm deep in thought, offers her hands to me. I let out a deep breath and gently take them. I immediately realize how soft and petite they are. Natsuki still has the same expression on her face, bracing for whatever I say next. This almost feels like when Sayori confessed to me, but this is different now, and I'm determined to make it so. I look deep into Natsuki's eyes as I finally articulate my answer. Natsuki. I I just want to be friends.
Huh? What?
Natsuki takes a step back, releasing her hands from my grip as she tries to come to terms with what I just said. I get that this is hard to hear. But look, I think it's just better if we stay as friends for right now. I'd love to spend more time with you too, honest. Truthfully, I don't think we spend enough time with each other. I know I can't go back in time for us to hang out more, but going forward, I'd love to spend more time with you on a regular basis. I just don't think I like you back in the same way you do. I'm sorry. Tears are strolling down Natsuki's face as she sniffles and shakes in anger. After about a solid minute, she finally opens her teary eyes. No. What? I pour my heart out to you. After just showing a little bit of interest in me. That all you tell me is that you want to be friends? Yes. I'm sorry, Natsuki. I made a mistake. No, you didn't. Natsuki, you're a great person, and you're attractive in your own way. I'm not turning you down because I don't like you. But I'm committed to Sayori. Fuck you! Without warning, Natsuki slaps me so hard that I end up stumbling into the wall. Before I can even respond, Natsuki runs back into the clubroom, sobbing loudly. I do my best to nurse my throbbing cheek as I sit myself up and try to make sense of what just happened. I hate that it had to play out like that, but I think I made the right decision for my relationship with Sayori. It might not exactly be 100% perfect, but I owe it to her to give her everything I got. I promised her as much. My train of thought is interrupted as I hear screaming from inside the clubroom. Oh no. Hopefully she... Oh no. First, I want to say I'm interested if these confessions are how you change routes, or if you can change routes by also spending time with everyone else. And second, I like the version of your confession. It was like a version that was kind of... it felt kind of more like it even had more of almost Natsuki instruments, or instruments that came closer to Natsuki's. I don't know if this is just me associating this confession now with Natsuki, and if the others really would have any other confession that would sound differently. But as of right now, it really felt Natsuki-like with the instruments wise. Part of me wants to simply walk away and never come back to that room. It's exactly what I want to avoid. But I asked for this, so I have to fix it somehow. Stand up and reluctantly open the door. Oof. So, what is wrong? What's wrong with the... I burst through the clubroom doors and find everything in complete disarray. I'm going to keep my mouth somewhere else for a moment in case that's somehow troubling it. I don't know why that just happened. Natsuki is sitting face down on a nearby desk, sobbing uncontrollably. Okay. I don't know if this is the mod or if this is just generally something. Sayori, Monica, and Yuri are all over Natsuki, attempting to calm her down. Natsuki, calm down! What happened? Natsuki briefly lifts her head up. As soon as she sees me, she immediately slams her face back into the desk, crying twice as harder and louder than before. Sayori, Monica, and Yuri all exchange looks, bewildered at the situation they found themselves in. Natsuki? Sayori attempts to place her hand on Natsuki. However, Natsuki slaps it away as hard as she can, making Sayori howl in pain. Don't fucking touch me! Don't even try to act all buddy-buddy with me, you whore! You fucking kept them all to yourself, and you have the audacity to act like you care about me? Piss off! Is Natsuki's aggression amplified or not? That's an important question right now. Maybe we'll see more in the Natsuki route. Anyway, it seems like Wait a second. Now I'm worried that it just stopped recording altogether. But no. I have no idea why that just kept closing. I'm very sorry about that. The room becomes dead quiet as Natsuki finishes her insult. Yuri looks as if she's about to have a full-on panic attack. Monika still looks completely bewildered. Sarah looks as if she's about to break down and cry as Natsuki angrily stares her down. Okay, if you want to be like that. Sarah promptly walks back to her original seat and tries her hardest to fight back tears of her own. Yuri immediately turned to me. Keeping my nose upstairs somewhere. What did you do? I didn't do anything. Natsuki resumes her sobbing. Chloe, step outside with me for a moment, she says sternly. Monika then turns to Yuri. Yuri, try to see if you can calm her down, okay? See the color drain from Yuri's face. Yuri seems visibly uncomfortable with Monika's request, but given the gravity of the situation, she nevertheless accepts it. I'll try. Monika takes me by the wrist and walks me out of the clubroom. Just before leaving, I hear a snippet of Yuri's efforts to calm down Natsuki. Natsuki? Get away from me, you edgy psycho bitch! Yeah, is Natsuki currently amplified or not? Edgy? Who are you talking edgy, you lolly? Sorry. Monika just stopped and hear the end of Yuri's response. This is not gonna go well. The only thing we're able to make out is more muffled yelling and screaming. What happened? I turned Natsuki down. She took it that bad, huh? I'm afraid so. I told her that I didn't like her back the same way, even though I offered to hang out with her more. It's safe to say that offer was rejected, though. She ended up slapping me pretty badly. Monika nearly gasps as I show her Natsuki's slap mark. Well, it doesn't nearly hurt as bad as it did a few minutes or a minute ago. It still feels rather tender. I see. Monika nervously grimaces as she tries to assess the situation. Well, I'm glad you made the right decision for Sayori's sake. I'm sure Sayori will appreciate you trying to stay loyal to her. Just tried to be the best I can be around her. I've just tried to be the best I can be around her. That's what's also, yeah. I wish I could say the same for Natsuki, though. Well, we'll get everything sorted out with her, don't you worry. She just needs a chance to cool down. Do I really want to know how she started all this? Well, she pretty much barged in, started screaming and cursing at Sayori, then she just broke down crying in her desk. Wow. Yeah, she's never been mad like this. Okay, honestly, with this statement, I kind of feel confident that this might be Natsuki's amplified aggression. Oh, great. Looks like Sayori's not going to be the only one needing therapy after all this. Monika begrudgingly looks at the door, where we can still make out the screaming from the others. Well, so much for getting Natsuki to calm down. What are we going to do? I'll try talking to her one-on-one, see if that does anything. It's my responsibility to calm her down anyways. Just try not to say anything to her, okay? Alright. Well, here goes nothing. Monika nervously smiles as she swings open the door. As soon as she does, however, we're forced to duck as a textbook almost immediately flies over our heads. Wow, Natsuki. Great throw for a dwarf. Natsuki clenches her fist as she lets out an angry grunt. Take back what you said right now, you cutting-obsessed whore! Only after you take back your accusation of me being a member of a satanic cult, you flat-chested dumpster diver! Flat-chested? That's it! Natsuki threateningly raises her fist at Yuri. Somehow everything is in even worse shape. Fortunately, Monika steps in between Yuri and Natsuki and pushes them away from each other. Enough, you two! There's going to be no more fighting here today, understand? Natsuki and Yuri averted their eyes away from Monika and mumble something that I can't make out. Yuri, go sit down. I'm going to have a word with Natsuki first. I think it's going to take more than a word to straighten her out, Monika. If I may. Just go! Yuri and Monika coldly stare each other down. There's never been one for confrontation. I can tell Monika seems rather surprised too, but she seems to be standing her ground for now. but they must be amplified already at this point. Yu continues to coldly stare down Monica with a look I've never seen before from her. It's as if it's filled with malice. My attention is briefly broken as I hear Sniffle come from the other side of the room. I look over to Sayori, still sitting in the same spot, almost motionless. I don't even think she saw us come in. Carefully we go to Sayori and kneel down next to her. Sayori, are you okay? She doesn't respond or even acknowledge me. Not knowing what to do, I take the seat next to Sayori and bring her into my arms. What did they do to you? I'm barely able to make out the arguing in the background as I try my best to comfort Sayori. In about a minute, she eventually speaks up. Chloe? I hear her sniffle again. It's okay, Sayori. I'm here for you now. So Fan looks at me, tears already streaming down her face. I'm sorry for all of this. It's not your fault, Sayori. This is all on me. I'm going to be okay. I hate to kill the mood between you two over there, but it's not going to be okay. This needs to be resolved. No. Everyone in the room is taken aback by Yuri's assertiveness. Yuri has never been this vocal or aggressive before. Monica breaks out of her shock and attempts to regain control of the situation. Yuri, I don't think that's the best idea right now. Yuri gives Monica the same angry, cold stare from earlier, but Monica does her best to continue on. Everyone's not in a good mood right now, so let me talk to Natsuki in private and go home. Club's over for you today. No. Yuri's icy tone causes Monica to take a step back. Everyone else in the room watches in uncomfortable silence as Monica faces down Yuri again. What do you mean? No, Yuri. We're not going to get anything done today if you're at everyone's throats. It's better for you to leave while I talk to Natsuki. You're not solving anything by doing that, Monica. I'm not going to let you exclude me from this. Do you just want to get Chloe all alone to yourself? Is that what you're trying to accomplish? Monica scowls at Yuri's accusation. Don't be hysterical, Yuri. I don't know what's gotten into you, but you're not in the best state of mind to have a civil discussion. Don't lie to me! You're being hysterical again. And you're being manipulative. What the hell are you talking about? I'm sending you home because you're creating more problems rather than solving them. And I'm not putting up with any more drama today. A real cool president would actually hear all sides of the story first, without any premeditated motives. So you're either taking Natsuki's side without hearing what I have to say, or you're going to try to keep Chloe here all to yourself. You don't seem to care that your club was tearing itself apart as you were off with him in the hallway doing who knows what. My jaw drops as Yuri continues to level her accusation. What's gotten into her? Why does she think Monica wants to be with me? Even though that's definitely the case, generally speaking, Monica wanting to first speak to Natsuki to calm her down is quite of a different thing than taking someone's side as well. Cooler heads will prevail, Yuri. With just a little bit of time, we'll all get over this incident today and move on. Are you going to move on from me too, Monica? Yuri slowly starts walking towards Monica. Is that what you really want? Yuri proceeds to threateningly tap Monica on the chest with a very familiar-looking pen. Do you want all your club members to hate each other and turn this into a cesspool? Monica pushes Yuri back away from her personal space, causing Yuri to drop the pen. Yes, Yuri. I'd very much like to move on from the drama you and Natsuki bring into this club on a daily basis. Natsuki promptly stands up, clearly not letting Monica's attack on her go unanswered. Hold on! The drama I bring in? Are you that full of yourself, Monica? You all want to talk considering you came in here crying your eyes up because Chloe turned you down. Monica really should not have said that. I wince and look at Sayori, but she's now turned her attention to the drama at the front of the room. Oh, and you would have done the same! Why is someone accusing Monica of being into me? Because she is, but honestly, I think she would have done something else. Both in the main game and definitely in this mod. As luck like we've really spent time together. Monika's eyes narrow on Natsuki as she slowly walks past Yuri and up to her. They're only a few inches apart from each other. I've never seen Monika get this angry. Seeing the sight of her is unsettling, to say the least. Admit it, Monika! Admit to what exactly? Both girls continue to stare each other down. I stand helplessly by Sayori, unsure if I should step in. Admit to Chloe that you're in love with him! What? Do in front of all of us. Tell about how you're so head over heels over him. Monika only clenches her fists. Her knuckles turn wide as her flawless face starts to give way to shades of crimson. Yeah, that's right. We know all about that. I heard you talking to your friends a few days ago about how you will find Chloe to be so dreamy, adorable, and cute. Monika grits her teeth. Oh, and you want to know the real punchline, Monika? Monika doesn't respond, only clenching her fists tighter in an effort to control herself. I think it's safe to say that she's no longer interested in helping Natsuki. After the festival, I heard you practicing that song of yours. How it was all about you and Chloe. I guess that's what's usually keeping Monika from coming to the club on time. What was it called again? Monika finally snaps. If you know what's good for you, you'll stop talking. Didn't your dad teach you that? Natsuki's face drops as the room goes dead silent. Twin Sayori is clearly as shocked as me at this sudden bombshell. Natsuki's eyes well up with tears as her face twists in anger. I'm sick and tired of this. Natsuki forms a fist and takes a hard swing at Monika's face. Feeling the full force of Natsuki's punch, Monika staggers right back into the desk behind her, barely able to catch herself to avoid falling back face first onto the floor. Monika clutches her face with one hand as she slowly stands right back up, wincing in pain. To the pain, she eerily grins at Natsuki. So that's where you want to go with this, huh? You started this, you guys! Sayori grabs the attention of the other three girls. Come on, we're better than this! Is this really who we are as a club? Just stop fighting, please. Sayori, emotionally drained, promptly falls back into her seat. Fortunately, it doesn't look like Sayori's plea got through to anyone. So now you want to participate? Like you of all people deserve a say in the first place. At this point, I finally mustered the courage to step in. Yuri, that's enough. She's had a rough day as is, and none of you guys are making it any easier on her with your constant bickering. She just wants you all for herself, Chloe. Haven't you noticed that maybe there are better people in this club who are interested in you as well? Everyone now focuses their attention to Yuri. I turn to Sayori, who is on the verge of tears. I'm sorry I said too much. No, please keep going, Yuri. I already know I'm an awful person! Sayori! I always knew you had a thing for Chloe, Yuri. I guess that's why you keep stealing his pens. At least I wasn't stupid enough to spot my confession when he's clearly with Sayori. Heads start spinning as Natsuki and Yuri continue their shouting at each other. They all like me. I've absolutely no idea on what I should do at this point. Even if I try speaking up, I feel like I'm only going to make things worse between them. At least I didn't stuff my chest. For 2 weeks to try to get Chloe's attention. Like honestly, how gross are you to think he's that perverted? At this point, I feel as if I should leave. The atmosphere has become unbearable. You're the one who's called him gross, Natsuki. Maybe if you guys actually spent time with him, instead of acting like jerks, you'd figure out what he likes. Well, we would have loved to, but you always keep him from us. Hugging him every moment of every day. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I never really considered that. Have you ever considered killing yourself? It would be beneficial to society, seeing as you're completely useless and get in the way of everyone. So she finally breaks down crying and slams her face down onto her desk. What the hell, Yuri? You're one to talk, considering you called her a basket case and accused me of cutting myself just 5 minutes ago. That's no excuse, Yuri. You don't say that to people. Oh yeah, keep talking, Monika. You lost the high ground when you brought up Natsuki's dad. My blood starts to boil as I clench my fists. I've had enough of this crap. Okay! I raise my voice loud enough so everyone can hear me. If you're all going to continue to act like this, like total monsters, then I don't want to be a part of this club until you sort yourselves out. In my eyes, you're all guilty. I grab my bag and proceed to exit the room, letting the door slam shut behind me before anyone has the chance to stop me. I ended up walking the way home alone, not bothering to wait for Sayori to catch up with me. I didn't even look behind me once to check if she was there, and if she was, I didn't hear her. As soon as I got home, I got changed out of my uniform and holed myself up in my room. I lay back on my bed, my ears still ringing from all the vicious insults the girls hurled at one another. But I'm pretty sure that those were their amplified selves. Like, Yuri was definitely her amplified self, so I'm pretty sure it would make sense that Natsuki would be too. I still can't believe what I heard in there. They treat each other like dirt just so they could try to win me over. What am I going to do? I don't know if I should even come back. With how brutal they were to each other, I don't think they'll make amends anytime soon. The club's probably ruined for good. Even if by some miracle we can all move past this, they all like me and they'll probably continue to fight each other whether I'm there or not. Well, that depends. I'm pretty sure they might be able to kind of move on from me, right? I suppose I have an obligation to stick around and to do my part for the photo shoot, assuming the club doesn't disband by Monday. I let out a long sigh and stare up at my ceiling and slowly begin to get lost in my thoughts. Message? Suddenly feel my phone vibrate. I reach over to my phone to see who messaged me. It's from Sayori.
Can we please talk about today? Face to face?
Contemplate my response. For one, she really didn't do anything to instigate the fight. Hell, she was one of the biggest victims. But I know if she comes over, she's just going to blame herself for everything, and I'm not particularly sure if I'm up for dealing with that or anything else. Should I let Sayori come over? That's our girl! She is coming over! Why did I use the save button? I could have used escape. Whatever. I should work things out with Sayori. Start texting back. Yeah, you can come over. Sayori quickly replies back.
Okay, I'll be over in a bit.
I lay my phone down next to me. Man, what am I even going to say to her? There's no telling what kind of state she's in now after that fight. I've seen her bad before, but she looked totally crushed. I'm going to say something to make this all right. It's my responsibility to her. Maybe cleaning up the living room for Sayori's arrival would be a better use of my time. I can deal with all these emotions when she gets here. It's important to sort out your emotions. I get off of my bed and head downstairs to start cleaning up the living room. I wonder how it's going to be with, like, when I'm, for example, in the Yuri route. Just as I finish cleaning the living room, I hear the doorbell ring. Coming! I take a deep breath before walking over and opening the door. As expected, I find Sayori waiting on my porch. She looks at me through a pained expression as tears begin to build in her eyes. I wordlessly invite her in, bracing for the impending emotional breakdown. After closing the door behind us, I lead Sayori to the living room. We both take our seats on the couch, unable to make consistent eye contact with one another. I bow my head as I try to figure out something to break the tension. I'm not even sure where to begin. Is there really anything I can say to make her feel better? I let out a sigh and start talking. Sayori,
I'm fine, Chloe. I'll be fine, I promise.
Sayori's voice breaks as tears start trickling down her cheeks. Sayori. I gently take her hand. Sayori ends up throwing herself at me, loudly sobbing into my shoulder. I simply pat her back as she lets out her tears and stress on me. In a few minutes, Sayori gets her composure. She pulls away from me. You feel any better?
I guess a little. That was just awful, Chloe. I never thought things would get that bad. That everyone was friends.
This is all my fault.
What do you mean?
Well, what happened was that Natsuki confessed her love for me. Now, Sayori awkwardly shifts on the couch and looks away.
Well, what'd you tell her?
I turned her down. I simply told her that I want to be friends with her.
Did you tell her about us?
I had to.
I see.
Yeah, I just did what I thought was right. I never wanted any of this to happen. I never thought that Natsuki would snap at you like that.
I'm sure we'll work something out between us, Chloe.
Why would you want to? I don't know how you do it, Sayori. I know I'm never going to see her the same way after all this.
It's for the good of the club, Chloe.
Well, what good is the club when everyone treats each other like garbage?
Because I know we're better than this, and we're all friends. It's my job as the vice president to help make things right again. I can't and won't run away from that, Chloe. And you need to make things right with everyone too.
Yeah, you're right.
I really appreciate what you did, Chloe. I'm glad you stayed true to our relationship.
Why wouldn't I? I love you and only you, Sayori. I'd never want to hurt you.
You don't have any feelings for Natsuki, do you?
I like her as a friend. Nothing more, and hopefully by the end of this, we can maybe still be friends. But I still feel responsible for everything.
What do you mean?
I reach into my pocket and take out the now crumbled up note that Natsuki gave to me. She gave me this on Tuesday. Natsuki takes the page from my hand and begins to read over it. She begins to tear up again as she looks back and forth between me and the letter.
Why did you keep this from me?
I want to try to solve this on my own. I didn't want to tell you right away because it just would have made things even more complicated. And I really didn't really know when or how to tell you.
I understand. I do wish you told me sooner though, Chloe.
I know. I probably should have. I'm sorry for that. I just wanted to avoid all this. I'm sorry you had to get dragged into the Sayori.
Well, I probably would have gotten involved sooner or later. Obviously, I wouldn't have wanted to get involved like this, but you're my boyfriend, Chloe. And I love you.
Well, I made you a promise, Sayori. To be there for you, no matter what. I'm not going to break my word to you. Not now, not ever. Sayori stares off into the distance, madly blushing for at least half a minute.
Well, now that we're on the same page.
Yeah. I'm glad you came over.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not ready to go back tomorrow, though. I don't really see how we're going to move on from what happened today. The club might be finished, in all honesty.
Chloe, we have to go back. We have to try to fix things. I'm sure that everyone will be much more calm tomorrow.
We can always hope. What is that? Something weird in my room just flew at me.
I mean, Monica got hit in the face,
Sayori! We both saw that! Yeah, that's pretty extreme. I would have to agree. And Natsuki did say all those awful things to you. Are you really up for forgiving them?
I believe in second chances, Chloe. So, I'm going to try my hardest.
I know you will. Well, if you're going, then I'll come too.
I'm glad to hear that.
We sit for the next few minutes in silence. I have to admit, I respect Sayori's willingness to give people second chances. And I should be incredibly grateful that she's giving me another chance too. But I'm not sure if I can see myself doing the same. Unless... Hey, Sayori.
Yeah?
I think I might have an idea for how to repair the club. And for I can get around to forgiving everyone.
What is it?
Well, I think going forward, everybody needs to be on the same page with each other. And what I mean is that not only do we tell people that we're together, but you come clean about your depression. Sayori gazes off in deep thought. Yeah, these people were mean to you, and to know that I can forgive them, you should share one of your deepest feelings with them, or like your deepest secrets, the things you're pretty worried about. If this is my one chance to make things right again with Sayori, the least I could do is help her get a better handling of herself by implying that that's the only way I'm ever going to forgive everyone in the club, for her to reveal her deep secrets to everyone.
I see where you're coming from with that, Chloe, but I don't know if that's really the right time or place for that.
Well, just think it over for me, okay? You need to constantly keep doing this. I'm never going to think much about anything I say, except for whether or not I should tell my girlfriend that another girl's into me.
I'll sleep on it. This day has been exhausting.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Well, I'm glad that we talked things through.
Yeah, me too. Just promise things will be better this time, Chloe.
I promise. Soon they share a smile with each other before she checks her watch.
Well, I need to head out now, Chloe. I have a lot to do.
I don't blame you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
You too. I lead Sarah out the doorway and gently close it behind her. Lead the Sarah out the door, not the doorway. I then peek out the window as she walks off back to her place. By the way, different recording session. If I ever sound like I'm in pain, I'm not supposed to run, but I ran today to catch up with my bus, the bus driver was kind enough to wait for me for half a minute as I was waving at them, being like, please, let me in. So they weren't exactly happy, but I'm glad they did it anyway. Thank you. And, anyway, thanks to running, my foot is in shambles right now. So if I ever sound like I'm in pain, it's probably not the mod, it's probably me. I'm never doing that again. That wasn't too bad. I mumbled to myself. Sarah's handling this a lot better than I thought she would. I'm glad I stayed true to our relationship, otherwise things might have panned out for worse. It's going to take time for things between us to heal, but hopefully we can focus on that after we resolve all the drama. Hopefully everything will be fine tomorrow. After finishing my nightly routine, I'm going to check again if it's recording because I'm paranoid. I'm a paranoid person, okay? Today wasn't a good day. It really wasn't. I finally collapse on my bed, letting its comforting feeling take me with open arms. We're going to have a nightmare, aren't we? As I slowly drift off to sleep, I begin to reflect on my talk with Sayori earlier. I'm glad that we were now on the same page with everything, but it's not over yet. I've no idea I'm going to bring myself to forgive Natsuki, let alone how exactly I'm going to convince Sayori to get on board with my idea. Why does she have to get on board with your idea? If you decide you're not going to forgive them, then you know what? That's actually fine too. You don't have to forgive anyone. Because, in truth, you can sometimes be close to someone and still care about them, even if you haven't forgiven them for something bad they did. Heck, how am I going to convince everyone to accept my relationship with Sayori? Oh well, I can't do anything about it right now. Regardless of how everything plays out tomorrow, it's certainly going to be stressful. It's best to try not to think about it too much and just save up my energy. Hopefully there's no more stupid nightmares too. I don't think... with my prayer complete, I finally drift off to sleep. I can't fail now! Not while I'm so close. While things could be going better on my end, I should have everything ready tomorrow. As for you, I seriously wish you didn't try to make amends with Sayori, but that hopefully won't matter much to my calculations. Just stick to the script tomorrow, and whatever you do, don't help them! Just let everything play out naturally. And when the time comes, you help me untie their knots. Tomorrow will be the day completely misinterpreting the Can You Hear Me poem. How nice of you. Tomorrow I will be free, and there'll be nothing keeping us apart. Slowly opened my eyes, expecting the same rush of pain to hit me like a freight train. Unexpectedly, as I lay in bed waiting for the inevitable, I feel fine. Aside from this feeling of dread, a peek over my shoulder to look at my alarm. Well, I don't have to get up for about half an hour, but maybe it's best I get ready early for once. This is going to be a long day. I slowly crawl out of bed, still worried that a sudden rush of pain could come at me at any time, and prepare for the day. As I drag myself through my morning routine, my mind races through all the possible scenarios for what can happen in the club today. We've been able to get through Natsuki and Yuri's fights, but they look more like scuffles compared to yesterday. It's something the club's never gone through, but maybe it was bound to happen at some point. 4 different girls, with such different personalities. Throw a guy like me into the mix, and it's a recipe for drama. Well, I guess I got what I asked for, but was it worth it? The thought continues to plague me as I finish my breakfast. As I'm putting the dishes away, another thought creeps into my mind. Sayori, I know she said she's going to make things up with Yuri after what she said, but can she? Will Yuri even give her that chance? And how is she going to settle things with Natsuki? She's clearly uncomfortable with the idea of me being with somebody else. But I trust Sayori. I'm sure she can convince Natsuki and the others to back off and respect our relationship. As soon as I walk out the front door, I already spot Sayori waiting for me on the sidewalk. Hey, Sayori. Hello, Chloe. Sayori's voice drifts off into a whisper as she anxiously stares in the direction of school. I can't say I blame her. Neither of us were really looking forward to today. I decided to speak up as a way to try to motivate us. Well, we knew this was coming. We're going to have to go back and face them. Yeah. You know, I've never really been one for conflict. I always hated it. It's so mean and nasty. I hate seeing everyone act like that. I know you do. But going back is our only way to fix this. Maybe. Sarah anxiously looks off again in the direction of the school, though I can tell she's not just thinking about the club meeting today. What's wrong? Sarah nervously laughs. Well, that's not exactly an optimistic sign. Chloe, I've been thinking about something. Yeah? Call it a long shot, but I think it might help to heal the club if everyone from this point on was honest with each other. I've been thinking about your idea and, well, I think we should try it. For the good of the club. Sayori's voice trails off. I'm not sure if she's really up to this. Are you sure, Sayori? Chloe, look. Sarah brushes up against me and takes my hand in hers. For whatever reason things don't work out, it's fine. I'd hate to lose them as friends, but I'll always have you. I'm glad that I'm your girlfriend. Even though we've had our ups and downs, in the end, I think everything's going to be okay. Your real friends are the ones who stick by you in the end. Like how you're here for me, now, always taking care of me. Oh, I just know I could have done a better job, Sayori. This is all my fault. I bear some responsibility too, Chloe. They clearly have a misunderstanding with me, and well, I need to sort it out. We're really doing this together then, huh? Yep. I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. Sarah releases my hand and glances up at me with a hopeful, optimistic look in her eyes I haven't seen before. Leave it to her to end up doing the inspiring for me. Well, let's put this energy to good use. With a brief nod to each other, we begin our walk to school, ready to face down whatever might come our way. As soon as we walked through the front doors, I felt a rather unsettling feeling hanging in the air. At first, I wasn't sure if it was just me, but when I turned to Sayori, I knew she felt it as well. Maybe it was just all in our heads, maybe it was something we ate, but I can't say I've ever felt like this before. Sayori turns to me, staring warningly. I force a smile, and that seems to be enough to reassure her that we're doing the right thing. As we're walking to Sayori's class, they always become increasingly crowded as students make their way to their first class. But even that feels off. Hardly anybody's talking to each other, and aside from the occasional sound of somebody opening or closing their lock or walking past us, there's hardly an audible sound throughout the hallway. Sue and I share an uncomfortable look before we just decide to wave each other goodbye as I make my way back to my own class. For the rest of the day, it almost seems like time has stopped entirely. Feels like I'm just simply trapped in an empty room with no one else around me, staring blankly ahead at an empty board. Even though that's not the case, I'm really just not paying attention. Not that I ever do. But for once, maybe I should. That would help wash down the dread I've been feeling since I woke up this morning, but the material is just so boring. I just simply lean back in my seat and nod occasionally to whatever the teacher is saying, and suddenly pray he doesn't call on me to answer one of his questions. Still, this has to eventually end, right? I look over at the clock to see that there is about a half hour left before class is over, and I can face my fears in the literature club. Oh well, if there is one thing I know how to do, it's kill time. Decide to map out on paper some of the possible scenarios of what could happen in the club, trying to account for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thankfully, it still looks like I'm paying attention as everyone else around me is writing down notes on what the teacher is saying. Being the diligent student as always. At long last, the school bell finally rings, though I can't say if it was for better or worse that class is over. Stand up and slide the books off my desk and into my book bag as I start the inevitable walk to the literature club. I'm sure to take my time getting to the literature club. Usually I'd be in a rush to get there, but today's different. As I'm walking, the anxiety I've been feeling all day only gets worse, and I begin to question the whole point of this. What if we are able to come to terms with what happened and move on? Will things ever truly be the same? What if they don't show up? What if we have another repeat of yesterday, or worse? That last thought sends a shiver down my spine. I don't want to deal with any more drama, insults, or tears. I'm just hoping that we can get this over with as soon as possible. That's why I'm stumbling over my words to buy time. I became so anxious of getting to the club room that I even decided to work in a few stops to get a quick drink of water or try to chat with someone, though I only end up just delaying the inevitable by a few minutes at most. Honestly, if I was going any slower, I might as well be a turtle. After what feels like an eternity, I finally reach the entrance to the club room. I put my hand on the doorknob, but I hesitate. Put my ear next to the door to try to hear if anyone's in there. I hear nothing. Step back and slowly open the door. Find it empty. I let out a somewhat relieved sigh, knowing that I'll at least enjoy some peace and quiet for a few extra minutes. Decide to settle down while I can and take my usual spot next to where Sayori and I would usually sit. Though the longer I sit, the more my anxiety continues to bother me. It feels so quiet here. I don't know if that's because I'm not used to being the first person here, or because this anxiety has got me all riled up. The long period of time, of silence, I finally hear the door crack open. I see a flash of purple before it retreats from my sight. It's all right, Yuri, come in. Tried to sound as inviting as possible, but I probably ended up coming across as just sarcastic. It's all right, Yuri, come in. It's all right, Yuri, come in. Something like that. Still, she seems to have accepted the invite. Yuri slowly opens the rest of the door and steps into the club room. We struggle to make eye contact with one another, let alone speak to each other. Hello, Chloe. Hey, Yuri. Yuri carefully sets her stuff down, but she doesn't sit. Instead, she turns around to face me. She looks restless, yet remorseful. I can't say I don't blame her. She deserves to feel like that after what she did to Sayori. I catch myself mid-thought. Now I see what Sayori meant. She didn't want me to have these malicious and vengeful thoughts about the others. I want to say now, before everyone else gets here, that I'm She struggles to form her next word. Her face is a bright red with embarrassment as I see tears start to form in her beautiful violet eyes. I lend her a hand here. It's alright, Yuri. I think you should save it for later. I imagine we'll probably all talk about what happened yesterday and try to find a way forward, not just as a club, but as friends. Yuri hastily nods at me before sitting down. She opens her book, but she quickly puts it down and faces me again. You don't hate me, do you, Chloe? Struggle to find the right words to articulate my feelings towards Yuri at the present moment. I want to avoid upsetting Yuri. I don't hate you, Yuri. Yuri lets out a relieved sigh. Oh, thank goodness! But I'm still very disappointed with you for what you said to Sayori especially. Yuri's relieved expression quickly wavers and falls back to her timid state. Oh, I see. Well, I hope I can make things right today. Me too, Yuri. I just hope that Natsuki... Before Yuri could finish her sentence, the door opens and Natsuki enters the room. She looks to Yuri, who quickly buries herself in her book. Natsuki's eyes then lock onto mine as I continue my icy stare. She tries to say something, but she quickly catches herself and brushes past us to get to the closet. I quickly sigh to myself. I am not looking forward to talking to her. Few more minutes of waiting, Monica arrives in with Sayori. I'm a little surprised to see them walking together. I guess that's what was keeping them. Maybe Sarah made amends with Monica already. At least that makes things a little easier. Monica walks to the front of the room as Sayori takes her usual spot next to me. She shoots me a hopeful grin. Before we continue, sometimes you will have weird thoughts about someone you dislike. That doesn't mean that makes you a bad person for having suddenly a thought pop up into your head. I manage to smile back. I guess that this is it. There's no turning back now. Prepare for the inevitable as Monica calls out to us. Okay, everyone. She says it far less enthusiastically than she normally does. I detect a hint of sadness in Monica's voice. Looks like she really wasn't looking forward to today either. Yuri and Natsuki turned their attention to Monica. We all need to talk about yesterday. Everyone, please take a seat at the front of the room. The four of us gingerly walk to the front of the room and take a seat in the front row. Monica slowly paces the front of the room, letting out a long sigh. What happened yesterday can never happen again in this club. I somehow managed to feel even more unsettled by Monica's words. For the reason, my anxiety keeps spiking every time she talks. Maybe it's just the guilt. I glance at the others, who were all looking down at the floor in shame. Something must be done about this. Monica then stops pacing and is now directly in front of me. The room is dead quiet. She forms a signature smile at me, but rather than feel welcomed or reassured, I only continue to feel more anxious. So, I think it's important that we're all on the same page going forward. Given that we were all arguing about Chloe yesterday, and how bickering made him walk out on us, with everyone's eyes focused on me, I think it's only fair for him to voice his thoughts on yesterday before anything else is said. Right. I really don't know what to say here. And what's there to say? They were all being jerks to each other yesterday. They know it. What I say could very well determine if this club continues to stay together. And it's time I finally come to terms with my feelings. I take a moment to collect my thoughts before letting out a sigh and finally starting. Look, the truth is, I'm in love with Sayori. One by one the girls shoot either an irritated or dejected look at me, but Sayori only smiles as she holds back tears. I really don't think that there's anything that's going to change that. I chose to be in this relationship with her not to spite any of you. My voice starts to break. But because I've come to realize lately, I love her, and she needs me now more than ever. I turn to Sayori, signaling to her that it's her turn to speak. Right. Sayori promptly stands up. She shakily breathes in and out, tears welling in her eyes. Everyone, the thing is, Sayori looks at Monica, then to me, Natsuki, and finally to Yuri. Monica manages an uneasy grin as Natsuki and you continue to look on at Sayori. I didn't realize how hard this would be for Sayori to come out about her depression. Why wouldn't you? That would be common sense. You're one of her first friends and she struggled with you, and they just had a fight. And now, to make things right, she has to open up about something she's so very vulnerable about, and something that should be just simply determined on her own terms by who she trusts and how she feels like it, and it should be based on her, not just on the circumstance of fixing a club. Maybe we should have had a dry run. I give Sayori an encouraging nod. Come on, Sayori. You can do this. I can't do this! Sayori bolts out from her seat and rushes out the door past Monica, loudly sobbing. Crap. I quickly run to Monica. Monica's grin quickly evaporates. Let me go after her, please! Monica sighs. Go for it. Monica says irritably, what the hell is up with her? Oh well, I'll deal with it later. Just as I'm about to run after Sayori, I feel someone grip on my arm. It's Natsuki. Wait! I brush Natsuki's arm off of mine, and turn to directly face her. I'm not very good at this. What are you talking about? I'm Natsuki's voice starts to break, shuts her eyes in an effort to fight back tears. It ultimately proves futile as tears start running down Natsuki's cheeks. She finally lets it all out. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for trying to take you away from Sayori. I'm sorry for saying all those things I shouldn't have. I'm sorry for hating you. I'm sorry for everything. Stop for a minute, taking what Natsuki had just said as she stands in front of me on the verge of a total breakdown. Natsuki... Yeah? She sniffles at me. I'm not the one you need to apologize to right now. Natsuki's expression turns to shock. Before she can properly react, I turn and head straight for the door. Just as I exit the room, I hear her cry out to me. Chloe, wait! Let me... The door shuts behind me. I'll deal with her later. I gotta find Sayori. Sayori? Sayori! Where are you, dummy? Damn it, where could she be? I wander up and down the halls aimlessly, looking for any sign of her. Eventually, I stumble upon an open door to one of the classrooms. Can hear someone sniffling and sobbing in there. Yep, that has to be her. I quietly enter the room, gently closing the door behind me. As soon as I get in, I see Sayori curled up in the corner. Carefully approaching, quietly call out her name. Sayori? Sayori slowly looks up to face me. I can't do it, Chloe. I'm too weak. I kneel down next to Sayori. No, you aren't, Sayori. Sayori stares at me with her glossy eyes. Huh? In fact, you're the strongest person I know. How? Sayori's voice shakes uncontrollably as tears continue to stream down her face and fall onto the floor. You probably don't even think that I'm ready to handle the sort of relationship with you, Chloe. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to see me for a while. I don't know what I feel anymore. I don't even know if I should be here. Maybe I need more time to clear my head. I don't have the guts to face my problems right now. I don't want to leave Sarah unattended, but maybe she needs a moment to calm herself down. But isn't it my job to be there for her in her time of need? You should do a mixture, because you are allowed to leave a depressed person alone because sometimes they also need their privacy. But comfort doesn't sound as imposing. I took a deep breath and gently put my hand on Sarah's shoulder. Sayori, I know now that it took you what it took you to work up the courage to ask me out after knowing me for all these years. I know that just even admit to me that you had depression. Took a lot of guts. You know, this reminds me of that one time when we were kids. You remember that meadow we used to go to? There is simply not. Remember how I had to push you to jump that fence so we could get get to there faster.
Yes?
There was the one time you were so insistent that you could do it without my help. But then, just like now, you hesitated. You're afraid of falling and hurting yourself.
Well, I fell, didn't I?
So lets out a nervous laugh. I'm talking about the other time, silly.
Oh.
Playfully shake my head at her. Point is, I had to encourage you to jump that fence. I'd always go first to show you how it was done. The entire time I waited on the other side, not knowing how you felt or what was going through that head of yours. But you did do it. You got up onto the top of that fence pretty easily, at least.
Yeah. I remember now.
You remember how you got stuck up there? You were afraid of falling and hurting yourself. But I promised that I'd catch you if it came to that. Sayori's eyes continue to tear up as she remembers the story with me. I gently take your hand in mine. After cheering you on, you finally made your way down.
But I messed up. I fell.
And I caught you. You were safe.
Yeah. I guess I wasn't I?
Yes. Smile warmly at her as I put my hands on her cheeks. Our eyes lock onto each other, our faces barely a few inches apart. Just even try to climb that fence, all by yourself. To me, that was so brave of you to do, Sayori. I was proud of you then, just like I am now. And I guess I caught you again, didn't I? You'll be fine, and we'll get to enjoy all these crazy adventures again. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone. That spot's reserved for my one true love. Sayori's face is now totally red from both crying and blushing. It's a miracle that I haven't cracked a tear yet myself, but it's definitely getting there. Hopefully I can all hang on for a few more minutes. Sayori, I don't know what it was that made you like this, but maybe I've been where you have. Talking about this with me and everyone is the first step in facing those rain clouds. So that the sun can shine and we can play in the meadow again. Finally crack a tear. Sayori full on embraces me.
I love you so much, Chloe.
I love you too, Sayori. More than you may realize. Help Sayori stand up, our eyes continuing to lock on to each other. I've never seen her this happy before. The thing that's happened in the last 24 hours or so, it's hard to believe we finally got to this point. It's not over yet, though. And before we end the scene, talking about this with me and everyone is the first step in facing those rain clouds. It's important to talk about it. She does not need to talk to anyone about it if she doesn't feel ready yet. And if she says she doesn't want to do it right now, then she doesn't have to do it. It's alright to want to try and exit your comfort zone, but sometimes you need to actually finally be in your comfort zone. In specific cases, a lot of people have been outside of their comfort zone for so long and are finally happy to kind of be in one. You don't just drag people out the whole time. Sayori probably doesn't even have a proper comfort zone, and yet still you want to drag her out of what little she has. You give her time. She doesn't need to talk with the other club members about it if she doesn't trust them, especially after what happened the previous day, and especially after, given that she doesn't want them to worry, of course, as well. But I'm talking about the trust part here, because I feel like that's more damaged now. How would they react? Would they just end up pitying her? Would they just end up pitying her, and due to that allow their relationship, not because they accept it, but just because, oh, she's depressed? Well, it would suck if we took him away from the depressed girl, not from Sayori, but just the depressed girl, that she feels like it could end up like this, or if she's worried it's going to end up with them not caring. She doesn't need to share with everyone. She needs to share it with people she wants and feels comfortable sharing it with. She does need a larger support system than him, but if she feels like the girls don't make a support system right now, or don't make a good one right now, then that's perfectly fine as well. I just want the scene to end. It's not over yet, though. Come on, let's get back. I hear the door swing open. Maybe it's Natsuki. I think she wants to go looking for Sayori with me. Hell, probably everyone's looking for us right now. How long have we been gone for? It's alright, Natsuki. Found her. Turn around and I'm surprised to see who is standing at the door. It's not Natsuki. It's not even Yuri. It's Monica?